Welcome to the future.
Welcome to 1337, the future of podcasts of longevity. I'm Sophia, your host, and I'm all about exploring the science of living longer.
And I'm Max, diving into all those health hacks and ageless living tips.
Together, we're uncovering the secrets to a really vibrant and extended life.
Yeah, exactly.
And today, we are doing a deep dive into brain health.
Brain health, super important.
Yeah. So important for longevity.
Absolutely.
So we've been looking at this awesome conversation with Wendy Suzuki.
Yeah, Wendy Suzuki.
Who is a neuroscientist and professor at NYU. She was on The Diary of a CEO.
Great podcast, yeah.
Yeah, so this is not meant to be like a lecture or anything, but, just us kind of like extracting the most valuable insights.
Exactly. Actionable things for the listeners,
Yeah, from her work on boosting memory learning and all those higher cognitive functions.
Yes, the things that make us, sharp.
Exactly.
And she's written some great books, too.
Yeah.
Healthy Brain, Happy Life.
Yeah.
Good Anxiety.
Yeah, so she's clearly an expert in this.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So our goal in this deep dive, The Learner, is to quickly and thoroughly equip you with actionable knowledge so you can have a healthier brain.
Yes. And I think our mission here is pretty straightforward. Based on Wendy Suzuki's expertise, what are the most impactful science-backed steps you can take, like right now, to optimize your brain health and maybe even, live a little bit longer?
All right, so let's jump right into it. Suzuki uses this phrase that I just love. It's about the importance of having a big, fat, fluffy brain.
Big, fat, fluffy brain. I love that.
I know. It's so good, right? So it sounds kind of playful, but it's her way of describing a brain that's like healthy and, at its peak.
Yeah, like firing on all cylinders.
Exactly.
And so why should you care about this big, fat, fluffy brain? Well, it's the foundation for like everything.
Yeah.
Fulfilling life, sharp cognitive abilities, being able to absorb new information, remember things, all those things that help you navigate daily life.
And have those aha moments.
Yeah, those aha moments,
And speaking of the brain's capabilities, one of the most empowering things I think that Suzuki talks about is this concept of brain plasticity.
Brain plasticity.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
It really is incredible. So this is basically the brain's ability to change its structure and how it functions based on our experience.
Yeah, it's like constantly adapting.
And what we do, so it's not static. It's not like you're, born with a certain brain and that's it.
Yeah.
It's constantly being reshaped, which is like a really hopeful message.
It is hopeful. And, this concept isn't actually new. Suzuki talks about the work of Marion Diamond. This was back in the late 60s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she was working with rats, and she designed these things called enriched environments.
So like rat Disneyland.
Basically, toys, social interaction, lots of activities.
I love it.
And she compared those rats to rats in more basic settings. Just a bare room.
Oh, poor rats.
I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the rats in the enriched environments actually developed a thicker cortex, which is the outer layer of the brain responsible for all that high-level thinking.
So, like, the more stimulation, the better.
Yeah, it seems that way. And this was huge because it showed that the adult brain wasn't fixed. It could physically change.
That's so cool. So, The Learner, what this means for you is that you're not stuck with the brain you have today.
You can actually make it better.
Right. Your choices, the things that you do, they directly impact the structure and function of your brain. You're essentially the architect of your own cognitive abilities.
Wow, that's a powerful thought.
It is really powerful.
Yeah. Suzuki also talks about the London taxi driver study, which I think you might find really interesting.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about this one.
Yeah, so this was led by Eleanor Maguire, and they studied these London taxi drivers who have to go through this really intense training to memorize the city's incredibly complex street layout.
It's called the knowledge right.
Yes, the knowledge, and it's super rigorous.
Oh, yeah.
But the study found that the drivers who passed this test, they actually had a larger posterior hippocampus.
Wow.
Compared to those who didn't. And the hippocampus is the brain region responsible for spatial memory.
So basically all that intense learning was physically changing their brains.
Exactly.
That's incredible.
Yeah. And I think this is especially relevant to you with all your diverse technical interests. What kind of intense learning are you doing that could be shaping your brain in similar ways?
That's a really good question.
It makes you think right.
It does. Okay, so let's move on to one of the most potent tools for brain health. And this one is a big one. Exercise.
Exercise, yes.
Suzuki really emphasizes this. She says that every drop of sweat counted.
Every drop.
Yeah. And it's not just about physical fitness.
Right.
It's so deeply connected to brain health.
So getting your body moving is feeding your brain.
Absolutely.
One of the most powerful tools we have.
Yeah. And Suzuki highlights 2 key brain regions that benefit from exercise. The hippocampus, which is crucial for memory, and the prefrontal cortex, which is essential for attention focus and decision making.
So it's like boosting your brain power on multiple levels.
Exactly. And she even talks about how her own grant writing got better after she started exercising regularly.
I love those personal anecdotes. They make it so real.
Totally. And there's a lot of scientific evidence to back this up. She talks about a study involving people 65 and older, and it found that those who walked at least 3 times a week had a 30% lower chance of developing dementia in the next 5 years.
30%. That's significant.
It is. And it shows that it's never too late to start.
Exactly. And do you know why exercise has such a profound impact on the brain?
Well, tell me.
It triggers the release of all these amazing neurochemicals, things like serotonin, dopamine, or adrenaline, endorphins.
All the good stuff.
Exactly. And these not only lift your mood, they also promote the growth of new brain cells in the hippocampus.
It's like neurogenesis.
Exactly. Neurogenesis. Your brain is literally growing fresh hardware.
So important because the hippocampus is often one of the first areas affected by, neurodegenerative diseases.
Yeah. And so the opposite of exercise, just sitting around all the time.
Yeah.
That's detrimental to the brain.
Yeah.
We need to move.
Absolutely. And Suzuki recommends aerobic activity.
Things that get your heart rate up.
Yeah, like brisk walking, running, swimming, playing sports, anything that makes you breathe a little harder.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And her lab studies have found that even people who are initially less physically fit, they experience significant improvements in their mood, memory, and attention after just a few 45-minute aerobic sessions per week.
That's encouraging.
It is, right? And the more you exercise, the more benefits you see.
It's a positive cycle.
Totally. And the cool thing is, the benefits aren't just long-term.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Even a single workout can give you an immediate mood lift, improve your focus and attention thanks to that dopamine release.
Wow.
And even speed up your reaction times.
So if you're feeling sluggish, just get moving.
Exactly. It's like a quick brain boost.
I love it. Now let's talk about memory specifically. Suzuki's research on the hippocampus has identified 4 key factors that make memories stick.
Oh, tell me about these.
Okay, so imagine you're trying to remember a new person's name. The first factor is repetition. Say their name out loud a few times.
Okay.
The second is association. Link their name to someone you already know, or maybe a funny image. The third is novelty. Maybe they have a unique hairstyle or a memorable story.
Got it.
And the fourth is emotional resonance. Did you have a particularly engaging or funny conversation with them? The more of these factors you can tap into, the more likely you are to remember that name.
Okay, so repetition, association, novelty, and emotional resonance.
Yes, those are the keys to making memories stick.
And it makes sense, right? Think about it. You're more likely to remember something you've heard repeatedly, something you can connect to existing knowledge, something that was unexpected, or something that triggered a strong emotion.
Yeah, it's like highlighting important information in your brain.
Exactly. Okay, so let's talk about sleep now. It's so crucial.
It is. Suzuki really emphasizes the profound importance of sleep for brain function.
And it's not just about resting our bodies. Sleep is when our brains are super active.
Yeah. One crucial function is memory consolidation. This is when memories from the day are strengthened and made permanent.
It's like saving those files.
Exactly. And sleep also plays a key role in clearing out metabolic waste from the brain, all that garbage that accumulates throughout the day.
And this happens via cerebrospinal fluid.
Right. And if we don't get enough sleep, this cleaning process doesn't work as efficiently.
Which is why we feel foggy and groggy when we're sleep deprived.
Exactly.
And Suzuki is very clear about the consequences of not getting enough sleep. It can be really damaging to your overall brain health.
So sleep is non-negotiable.
Pretty much. Okay, let's move on to diet. Suzuki is a big proponent of the Mediterranean diet for brain health.
The Mediterranean diet.
Yeah. It's all about eating healthy, non-processed, colorful foods.
Lots of fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins like fish, healthy fats like olive oil.
And this isn't just some fad diet. There's a lot of scientific consensus that this type of eating is good for cognitive function and brain health.
It provides all the nutrients your brain needs to thrive.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about something that might seem a bit surprising, social connection.
Social connection?
Yeah, it's actually crucial for both brain health and longevity.
Really?
Yeah. Suzuki points out that there's a strong link between the number of social connections we have and how long we live.
Even small everyday interactions matter.
Exactly. And on the flip side, loneliness can be harmful to the brain. It can even contribute to brain shrinkage.
That's pretty scary.
It is. And this aligns with the findings of that long-term Harvard study led by Robert Waldinger. It's shown that the strength of our social connections is a major predictor of happiness and well-being.
So it's not just about quantity, it's about quality too.
Right. It's about having those meaningful connections.
And it's important to distinguish between real-world social interactions and social media.
Yeah, social media can be great for staying connected, but it's those face-to-face interactions that really nourish our brains.
Makes sense. Now, what about mindfulness and meditation?
Suzuki is a big fan. She starts her day with a tea meditation.
Interesting.
Yeah. And these practices can actually strengthen the function of the prefrontal cortex.
Really?
Yeah, they improve focus and attention. And even something as simple as breath meditation can activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is our body's natural calming mechanism.
So it helps to counteract stress.
Exactly.
Now, I know we talked about the benefits of social connection, but Suzuki also raises some concerns about the impact of social media.
Yeah, she worries that it can sometimes replace real, meaningful social interaction.
And studies have shown a correlation between increased social media use and higher rates of depression and anxiety.
Especially among young people.
Yeah. It's also important to be aware of the dopamine hit we get from social media.
It can be addictive.
Right. And that can lead to sacrificing in-person connections and opportunities for physical activity.
So it's all about balance, right?
Yeah. Moderation is key.
Now let's talk about anxiety. Suzuki has written a whole book about it, Good Anxiety.
I've heard of that one.
Yeah, and she encourages us to reframe anxiety. It's not just a negative emotion. It can also be a helpful warning signal.
Interesting.
She explains how anxiety is connected to our stress response.
That fight or flight response.
Yeah, but she also provides tools to help manage anxiety. Things like exercise.
Yeah.
Even a 10-minute walk can make a difference.
And breath meditation.
Exactly. And she says that anxiety can sometimes highlight what we really care about.
That's a really interesting perspective.
It is, isn't it? Okay, now let's shift gears a bit and talk about love.
I love it.
Yeah. Brain scans have shown that romantic love activates reward centers and social interaction areas in the brain.
So love is literally rewarding.
It seems like it. And Suzuki raises this idea that the brain's capacity for love and connection might be a case of use it or lose it.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, if we don't nurture those connections, we might lose the ability to experience them fully. That's the idea.
That's fascinating.
And she points out that love can evolve over time. It can shift from romantic love to a more nurturing, almost parental type of affection.
Yeah, like the love we have for family and close friends.
Exactly. Now, Suzuki also shares some personal experiences with grief.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she lost both her father and her brother.
I'm so sorry.
And she describes grief as a reflection of deep love. And she talks about finding strength and understanding within those incredibly difficult emotions.
It's about finding meaning in the pain.
Yeah. And her experience highlights how even painful emotions can deepen our empathy and compassion.
It makes us more human.
Absolutely. Okay, let's talk about spirituality and neuroscience.
This should be interesting.
Yeah. So Suzuki's perspective on this has evolved over time. She's come to believe that science might not have all the answers.
You mean there could be truths beyond what science can currently explain?
Exactly. And she acknowledges the role that faith and religion can play in well-being.
Like reducing anxiety.
Yeah. No, she also emphasizes the importance of community.
Community.
Yeah, she sees it as a source of support and comfort. A balm, as she puts it, for students and for everyone.
It's about coming together, connecting, and learning from each other.
Absolutely. And to bring everything together, Suzuki leaves us with this powerful final thought.
Okay.
She says you only have one brain.
So true.
And that we should be taking steps every single day to make it healthier.
We have the power to do that.
We do. And she really encourages us to take action today for a stronger and happier brain.
Yeah. Don't wait.
Okay. The learner. So the key takeaway from our deep dive into Wendy Suzuki's insights is empowerment. You now have the knowledge to take charge of your brain health and potentially live a longer, more vibrant life.
We want to thank Wendy Suzuki for sharing her expertise and wisdom.
Yes, huge thank you to her. And if you want to keep exploring fascinating topics like this one, be sure to visit 1337podcast.com for more deep dives.
And we see you next time.
Thank you.
Strength and honor. I am Spartacus.
Thanks for watching. Tap into 1337podcast.com.